Hello, 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 and welcome, my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your October soulmate read, though timeless, October 2020, or timeless whenever you're catching this. I am your reader, Angelo, lYONS, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Joining the Circle Productions. The Archangel of lYONS, Angelo, lYONS. But you can call me Mal. Hey, hi. Oh, if you're new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, because I am growing this channel slowly but steady, giving you the best that I got. Now that's stuck in your head. Really my pleasure to be working for you today. My subscribers, thank you so much for the love, the support, the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, and all that jazz. Hitting that notification bell, because I've just been posting at odd hours with this series, this particular soulmate series, because I am doing an extended reading. And since I don't have membership yet, that's 30,000. I'm not quite at 2,000 yet. I am doing the extendeds on Vimeo, and I've had my Vimeo account, I think, what, 4 years now, 4.5 years. So there's tons of stuff on there. The link's in the description box below, and all that jazz. I do want to take a moment, though, to say that I have a private Facebook group, the Angelo, lYONS, Mal for short Facebook group, and I have to say we're almost at 1,000 members, I guess it's called there. It's really lovely, and we have created such a lovely community. Yesterday was a really rough day for me. I'm not saying why on YouTube, but if you go to my community page, you will see why. And if you are in that group, thank you so very much. One person in particular, a Sagittarius that I know is probably watching this, thank you so very much for today. You know what I mean. Such an angel, right? So we pray for each other in that group, right? Oh, we're witches and angels and Christians and Jews and Muslims and everything, because it's all about me. Leo rising that I am, no. But it is about the work, right? So I've made like a new best friend, and it's just a wonderful time. It's such a crazy time we're in, such a wonderful thing to see. So if you're interested, the link for that group is down below as well. I don't say it often because we're a private group, you know. It's like we're allowed to cuss and talk about whatever we want as long as you're, you know, as long as you're not an asshole, then you can stay. But I live stream there pretty much almost daily, right from my phone, in my bathrobe from the couch. So if you're interested, join. We're a really good, great bunch of people. Someone's mom had a heart attack, and we're all praying for it. You know, it's just, it's wonderful to mobilize spirit that way. Before I well up, God forbid I'm wearing mascara and eyeliner, let's get down into this gig. We are doing a soulmate contract read, divine feminine on this side, divine masculine on this side. The contract itself, meaning both of them, in the center lane. You're not going to get to see the center lane until you go to the extended reading on Vimeo, but the first card of the extended read you will see in the preview, which I'll put in the end, and it's one of these. You'll see when those hit the table. Remember, it's a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because there are 24 cards in this spread. You'll get 10 here, 14 in the extended. But also know that my definition of twin flame and soulmate is just different. They're both soul contracts, but they do very different things. Soulmates, you help each other heal. You give each other the love the other one wants. And you have many soulmates in one lifetime, and they're not all romantic sexual. My mom and I are soulmate contracts. We have helped each other heal since before I was even born. That shit was going down. Where my father, twin flame contract, turbulent, tumultuous, teach each other how to love yourselves, teach each other how to respect yourselves, self-esteem issues, all that stuff. And you have just probably as many of those twin flame contracts. Like I said, my father was one, God rest his soul, but obviously not all romantic sexual. These reads, however, are the romantic sexual ones, the ones that I think we've all been yearning for and burning for, Sagittarius, fire sign. But the guides showed me before I did this reading they pulled me off the planet for like a hot 5 seconds. Not bodily, God forbid, I'm slightly acrophobic, that would do me in. And showed me the planet in this time lapse as they brought together all the soulmate contracts, the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic ones, right? Because my mom and I have a really great soulmate contract, right? I've got a lot of them. Help each other heal, right? That kind of way. Friends, right? All that. But I saw the infusion of the love and the light as the romantic ones came together, and the tantric waves going across the planet. Woo! God, I feel like this might happen sooner rather than later. But it seems not in the month of October from these readings so far. So they showed me that through quantum entanglement, as one partner heals, the other one holographically heals as well. Different areas maybe, I don't know. That's just what they showed me. But in that, we are infecting the quantum field with romantic, sexual, high vibrational soul love. Right? So there's a higher purpose to this, not just about getting our stuff touched. I feel like I'm talking to the right people. Sagittarius, 9th house, spirituality. So they gave me this intention for these reads. May these readings help the soulmates heal so they may help heal the world heart by heart. Meaning your own, right? And then you help your soulmate, and on and on and on. Good. I think that's enough exposition, don't you? Except all the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below. Please do check them out if they catch your interest. I think that's it. That's why I have a checklist. Welcome, soulmate, general read. Breathe! Remember, please do breathe. I need to remember to breathe because I'm reading Sagittarians. Both feet on the floor. Let's do this. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. I need 3 of these cards. One for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine, one for the overall Sagittarian collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract, October 2020. Are timeless. Yes, I hear that. Please, one card for her, one card for him. I hope so. They're saying this one's going to be smooth. Let's see. And one for the contract overall. Well, all right, like I said, the divine masculine and divine feminine, we're going to fulfill both lines. Well, 5 cards each. In the extended, you both get a lot more cards. Yeah. So remember, archetypes are tricky. They are neutral, but they can be very triggering in their shadow. But oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. This is kind of on the delicious side. So as bright as the light is as toxic as the shadow, it's led to gold. This is what you are healing in this contract within yourself, and you're helping each other heal, whether you know each other or not, whether you've met each other or not. In other words, if you do you, it's fulfilling the contract, it's moving it along. But you can't micromanage it either. You just work on you, right? So we've got the hero, heroine. For the divine feminine, I mean, I don't mind calling women heroes, right? Heroine seems a little outdated to me, especially the name of the drug, right? I mean, I'll put it in the title if there's room for it. But for me, the hero archetype is the hero's journey. And that's why people will put cape and cowl on this, and that's not really what it's about. I'll get to that in a minute. But for the divine masculine, the father archetype, he hasn't shown up in a while that I can remember. So this is a hero and a father. This feels epic. Let's see. The hero heroine in the shadow, escapism and false sense of heroism. I made you dinner, I saved the day. It's like, you made dinner, right? The light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and that is the hero's journey. It says it right in it. It's all of us are heroes in the hero's journey in one way, shape, or form. And if you're not familiar with the hero's journey, I don't know, you see Star Wars, right? You see the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings, right? The hero's journey is intrinsic in our psychology. I mean, Joseph Campbell coined it, but I mean, Carl Jung named the archetypes, so this really has psychological as well as spiritual bearing here. So for the divine feminine heroine, are you kidding me? That's like Wonder Woman to me in one sense. But like, now they're kicking in. But Hercules, did not do his 12 labors to be a nice guy. He did it to get his god power back, right? A path of personal empowerment. He had them, he lost them, he had to get them back. Okay. The father archetype, which I know, father energy on the planet is wonky as fuck right now. The patriarchy doing what it's doing. The shadow attribute, ready? Breathe. Oh, my feminists, right there with you. Dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Nah, not at all. Not zeitgeist. What? Gesundheit. Light attribute, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Look, I'm gonna keep my fucking mouth shut on this one, but this is on TV. Let's leave it there, both sides. Okay. So really, in terms of a hero and a father, divine masculine, divine feminine. If you're new to my channel, gender, this is not about bodily gender. I would have much rather said divine yin and divine yang. That's also a little tricky with the words. Divine masculine, divine feminine is what people understand on YouTube, and I'm fine with that. It's also easier to say. So let's get you some more cards. What we're going to do is, again, the 3 lanes, the 3-lane highway. You're all going in the same direction. From the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, what's going on inside, or if you like, yin side. What they may or may not be showing, what they may or may not be aware of, right? Take a nice deep breath. Yes, thank you, my goddesses of fire. I am enjoying this reading, considering where I was yesterday at this time. I was in dust, emotional. Yesterday was a rough day. So I really do appreciate the joy that this one feels, at least in doing it, or maybe that's the empathic part. So let's find out. Please, I need 3 cards in clarity. For the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic contract. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, 1 for the overall contract, please. So 1 for her, boink. 1 for him, yeah, boink. And I'll riffle. And 1 for the overall happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for Massagic Crabby Asses. Let's see who's on the table. Well, we're off with a bang, so to speak. Divine Heroine, what you feeling inside? You got 10 of Cups going on. Come on. Come on. Now, look, that might be inner fulfillment. Yes, that could be triggered by something on the outside. Maybe you had a little zig-a-zig appear in your life out of nowhere, you big spice girl. We'll get there. We'll get back to that one. I gotta see. What's the father got? The Dreamer, the Fool, the card of the Fool in this deck. If action has not been taken, dreaming about it, and I don't necessarily mean there are other cards that could say that. This is not that. This is very much standing on the edge of the cliff and contemplating the life before him. You want me to keep going? Yeah, I thought you would. I gotta see. Because I think this is what I'm feeling and why I'm so like giggly bubbly like before the cards even hit the table. I have no planets in Sagittarius, but that doesn't mean I couldn't be in a relationship with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, whoever, whatever. So let's keep going. What's going on the outside? The Yang, right? The external world. If the Daughters of the Moon gave us the internal, the Mythic Tarot gives us the external. Breathe. Because there is one god in particular I turn to when it comes to Sagittarians, and that would be Zeus. My beloved god Zeus. All Father seems appropriate. My king, my patron from long, long ago. Please hear this prayer. I need 3 cards in clarity for the Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for October 2020 or timeless, please. Give me one for this divine feminine hero, please. I had to check. It's really good. And I get it. And one for this divine masculine father archetype, please, of course. And one for, thank you, Zeus, one for the center lane, the contract itself, which we will be seeing in the extended read on Vimeo. The link is in the description box below. Okay, so we know what's going on here, right? We got a divine feminine hero, heroine, call it what you want. That cups are overflowing on the inside. Now, I do feel like they're on a path of personal empowerment with that, right? Like there's some kind of something that perhaps, I mean, you can't say that someone can't fill all 10 of their own cups, right? Like that they're at the 9 of cups, but they need someone to give them the 10th cup. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm a mystic. I've had moments of 10 of cups, shit, 12 of cups sitting in the center of my pantheon of 12, right? So this could be very much, if this is the Sagittarian, I could see a great deal of divine love, spiritual love, from balancing love, power, and wisdom. What's going on the outside for her? 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, that's why I was saying, it's like, I don't know that she needs him right now. Well, that's the point. Soulmates, do we need our soulmates? From the soul's point of view, it's just time, and we're feeling the intensity, and not out of dependence necessarily, although that might be in there, because this is definitely a card of, right, independence. I've got my own, right? God bless the child that's got her own. Well, she got her own. So there is this stability and this sense of, even a sense of generosity I'm getting here with that hero heroine. Not that they can't have companions along the way, but they're climbing their own interior mountain, so to speak. So that's what we see here in the card, right? A hero and a heroine climbing to the peak of the mountain in their own internal process. So why couldn't they absolutely fill their own 10 cups? Yeah, which is great. That's kind of the idea of being one whole and another whole, to be with Joelle, coming together in a contract, instead of that idea of my twin flame, my other half. He's got 4 swords though, right? So though he's thinking about, you know, like I said, he's peering over the edge of the cliff, this father archetype. But, you know, is internal. Isn't a time of rest now? Please, we all have to rest right now. Just the psychic cacophony that's going on. The empathic deluge, right? The empathic burnout coming after the empathic deluge. Of course we all need to rest. But this really feels more like an internal meditation contemplation, right? With this going on the inner, in other words, this is what he's focusing on. You with me? You happy? You peppy? You're bursting with love? He's at least contemplating it. But it's a major arcana card. It's his soul calling him forth into a soulmate contract, right? To take the leap. Which says to me that these may not be... Do you know what I'm saying? These may not be in communication. They may not be together if there's a leap to be taken here. Oh, gee, on the part of the divine masculine, I think I see a trend. All right, leave that one alone. You got 4 more cards, and this will be the insight of your higher selves, right? The higher selves of all involved to me means the higher self of the divine feminine, the divine higher self of the masculine, but obviously I'm just not reading for 2 people, so it's really, they all get together and say those cards, and of course you will get the center lane card for the extended. Breathe. There you are. Ah, hello, higher selves of all involved for the Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. I need 3 whispers of love from the Whispers of Love Oracle for this Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, and 1 for the overall Sagittarian soulmate contract. Here we go. There it goes. 1 for the divine feminine, please, face down. Put you right side up there. 1 for the divine masculine, please. There he be. And 1 for the overall contract, October 2020, or a timeless. Boop. Okay. Now remember, we got the hero, hero, heroine, divine feminine. Ten of Cups. Inanna's House of Heaven, by the way, ecstasy. It actually has the word ecstasy written on it. With the Nine of Pentacles. Strong, stable, got her own standing, her own stability in some way, shape, or form, or maybe all ways, shapes, and forms. So what does her higher self say? Like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Well, I gotta say, I'm not getting the feeling that she's not loving. So take that to heart. Thanks, guys. Take that to heart. That this is what's bringing this together. Like I said, like heal your own heart. This feels like a heart that is healing. Now, if this has not happened yet, if you have not experienced that Ten of Cups within yourself, understand it's scripted. It's part of it. Now, whether you want to consider it a mystical experience or not, it could just be your cup runneth over, right? But my sense is even if this is triggered by something on the outside, the depth and breadth of the love that you feel is because of the work you've done on yourself spiritually, right? Like I really get that personal empowerment. You've been giving yourself the love that only you can give you. That's what you learned from the twin flames to set this up for soulmates. A perfect example of that. So let's look, the father archetype, right? Feeling the jump, right? Feeling the call, feeling the fool in terms of, I want to take the risk. I want to jump off the cliff, and whether I fly or fall, but I got to think about it for a little bit more because it's a divine masculine, right? The divine feminines tend to be more element of water, emotion. The divine masculines tend to be more the element of air, thought, and intellect, right? Intuition, intellect. But we all have that inside of us, but when someone is predominantly one or the other in a relationship, as we seem to have in our spiritual vernacular nowadays, then of course the divine masculine is going to lean in that way regardless of gender, right? It's going to be, let me really, and not so much all up in here, I get, but in here. It's a major arcana card. They're not momentary experiences. They're deeper life stages archetypally upon which we exist. So be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. This is a jump of authenticity. He's got to say, I love you. I want this. Don't want to be your daddy, hopefully, right? Because I don't think, see, that's the thing, I don't think a hero would take it, right? I don't think a hero, heroine really stepping into their empowerment would be all that comfortable with a father archetype telling them what to do, dictatorial, but talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, that's pretty cool. That she could get along with, right? Because I can't imagine, she'd be like, keep your own money, I'm good, right? Or keep your own whatever. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Now, I'm going to say, they're hitting me with this now too. It's not just that Ten of Cups that I felt from the moment I hit record on this reading. It's also in the excitement of the divine masculine. Like, he wants this. But he's still tuning into it. You gotta give him time, man. It has to unfold, because what does he have to risk by being? There's no jumping off the cliff without a risk, right? There's no fool card without a risk. Is his risk that he has had facades, right? That he has pretended, withheld, whatever, perhaps been dictatorial, or in the relationship, right? Now, if you two have not met, let me tune here. I mean, it is possible that these two have not met. Honestly, these could feel like, well, they're obviously two separate timelines, two separate lifetimes, but I could totally see these are two people who didn't know each other, right? The divine feminine kind of climbing her thing, doing her thing, but getting the like attracts like thing, healing her heart. This divine masculine saying, you know what, I'm going to take the jump. If this is the Sagittarius, this is that's it. I'm committing to my spirituality and being authentic. Because you can't walk a spiritual path and lie. I mean, you can, and we all do. I'm not saying that you have to be a purist about that kind of stuff, but the soul doesn't lie, so if you're lying, it's not the soul. Sometimes spirituality is, right? Oh, now that doesn't mean you beat yourself up for that, right? The ego is just a piece of the soul that is still incubating and asleep. What did Matt Kahn call it? An inflamed nervous system, the personality that arises from an inflamed nervous system. Meanwhile, your personality and your ego are not the same thing. Thank you, Matt Kahn. All right, we've got 2 more cards down, and I think though these are the simplest, the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. This is, I think, very helpful because it's something simple you can walk away from a reading with. What is the name? What is the healing angel? Like, not their name, their title that I can call upon, that I can work with. Now, whatever you consider angels to be, Sagittarians, everybody has a relationship with angels, whether they realize it or not. It's just sort of happens that way. So what is the angel that each of you can call upon? And here's the thing, no matter what these cards are, you can call upon all of them. They're going to heal, right? They're going to help. Breathe. My angels of fire. Archangel Michael in particular, who is heavily featured in the extended reading. Please, I need 3 cards in clarity. 4. Well, 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine, and 1 for the overall Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. October 2020 or timeless. This Divine Feminine hero, heroine feels amazing. This Divine Masculine Father archetype, Divine Father, I got it, Zeus, feels in a way intelligent, being contemplative, not just jumping off the cliff, about being authentic to who he is, whether they know each other or not. What are the angels assigned to this contract? The one for her, the one for him, and the one for them, the contract itself. Oh, I like how you laid those out too. All right. Last time around, I'm going to pop up the picture at the end. We've got the Divine Feminine, really, really solid, stable on the outside, really, really overflowing on the inside. Like attracts like, with the Angel of Self-Acceptance. Holy fuck. Like, there you have it. Look. Thwarp. Tarot Thwarp. Hashtag Tarot Thwarp. That's mine. That is mine. That's mine. That is so amazing. That is so amazing. Makes total sense. You call upon that angel. You call upon that angel of self-acceptance, because what's it gonna do? Help you accept yourself. To me, the mantra of self-acceptance is, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I think it's through and via the angel of self-acceptance or self-acceptance process, which is a process for every single one of us. We all have conditioning within us that is not true to who we are, right? So isn't that funny, right? You call to the angel of self-acceptance while this one's finding his authenticity. So let's see. Father archetype. Contemplative, pensive on the outside. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god on the inside. Very excited, but of course scared. Like, I feel the risk factor here, particularly about being authentic, right? It's not easy for Divine Masculines to just open their heart to me, baby. They hold the lock, but we hold the key, right? So to speak. At least I do. So who's the angel here? I mean, angel of divine guidance, hence as well the introspection. The guidance is there. What does the angel of divine guidance do? Bring you guidance? Everybody has guidance. Everybody. Carolyn May says that guidance is so constant that we actually do all the rituals and the prayers and all that stuff to try and control and manage it. And you know what? She's right, because it's hard to confront guidance every second of every day, particularly when you're about to do that thing that you know isn't the right thing to do, right? That's when you go, that's not guidance. No, back in the shadow it goes. This feels amazing. This whole reading feels amazing. Now, the good news is, it's probably not going to be totally crapola in the center lane with this setup, although you never know. You never know with tarot. So I am very, very impressed by the cards that you guys got. I mean, I love the readings that I do, but this is obvious. I would call this a real clarifying reading. So let me pop up the larger picture, and I'll see what else they want to show me in here. Just make sure all the cards are symmetrical. Symmetrical? Breathe. Magic. Clap. Oh, that was satisfying. We have the Divine Feminine with the Hero-Heroine archetype, the shadow attribute, escapism, and false sense of heroism, the light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And I do see that must be going on for her much longer than this month, because we have the Ten of Cups on the inner, Nine of Pentacles on the outer there. As we said, really stable on the outside, really joyful. I mean, not 24/7. Her eyes aren't rolling back in her head in ecstasy 24/7. If not, I'll have what she's having. But there's a stability here, grounded here. She might even be holding her own in such a way that people might not know what's going on inside of her. Although if she's a Sagittarian, I highly doubt that. Oh, their mouth comes the truth. But like attracts like, right? The higher self there, you are if you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Well, certainly she has an abundance to give. Although with that Nine of Pentacles, she might be like, and I will give it when I'm ready to. Might be a Virgo. Not for any zodiacal reference in the card, but just sometimes that's what we do. And with the angel of self-acceptance with her. That's just so gorgeous. So if you're the Divine Feminine here, you know what to do, right? If this ecstasy hasn't hit yet, it's scheduled. You can't speed it up. You can slow it down. You can't slow it down, but you can go with the flow with it, right? Because with this Divine Masculine, come on, the father archetype, the shadow, dictatorial control, abuse of authority, that is so funny. The light attribute, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. I am not saying a word more about that in the subject of what's going on in the world, but I will say I like this Divine Masculine. And remember, this is gender neutral, what we're looking at here. I don't know, this could be all sorts of different shapes of gendered relationships here. Because, my good God, yes, from the outside he's contemplative, perhaps a bit dry or arid in that, like when someone's just in that mental mode, but inside, their soul, I don't want to say their soul is taking over. We all have free will. But right now he's using his free will to meditate, to contemplate, to rest, That's a really important thing to do for everyone, not just the Divine Masculines, because they are more prone to it. But prone means also they can overthink things and never take action. With the be authentic to who you are, though, that could be what this is too. With that Four of Swords, right? With the dreamer on the inside, feeling the risk. Do I have what it takes? Am I willing to strip off my masks and be fully authentic? Because he's being asked to be real and true pertaining to who he is and how he feels, which, you might as well strap most men to a table and attach electrodes. And I won't say just gendered men. I will say masculine, Divine Masculines tend to have that vibe of being very guarded about their emotions, even unto their own selves. So with the Angel of Divine Guidance there, it's just so genius. I also feel like that's the little cherry on the sundae for this Divine Masculine father archetype, that he's being guided inward, right? And the guidance that he seeks is within him. And yes, he's going to have to jump off a cliff, and that could be in terms of his belief system. That could be in terms of his spirituality, right? If he's not necessarily jumping from one system to another, but evolving to the next one. Then there really is a huge blessing that these two are going through what they're going to, because whether they know each other or not, whether they are in communication or not, there is definitely going to be a lot of love streaming into the planet when these two come together. That's a pretty awesome read. I think this is, I don't know if it's the best one that I've done so far, because I don't remember the rest of them while I'm doing them. Talk about being in the now. But I'm going to literally turn off the camera and sit right back down and go into it. So if you stick around for the preview after this, you will get that top archetype card for the center lane. I don't even know what it is. So for now, may the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to be the best that they can be, and fulfill their roles in the divine plan, right? For the self-acceptance and the divine guidance, for the ecstasy, and for the leap into a soulmate love. May they be so blessed. May they hearts heal, so all hearts heal, heart by heart, for the well-being of all. So motivate. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Help me get my goals because I'm trying to help you get yours for the well-being of all, right? Otherwise, check out the preview. See what the 11th card is. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of it all. My Sagittarians, hail. Farewell and blessed, blessed be. Hey there, my Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, whether at Vimeo or watching the preview, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching the preview, because this is a lightning kind of reading that we have here. And like I said, Zeus sits in the throne of Sagittarius, the only god that sits in the throne of Sagittarius for me. So I am really ready to rock and roll. I'm just shuffling the Kuan Yin Oracle, sort of tuning myself to her, because these will be the next 3 cards that hit the table, then 3 Archangel Michael Blue Angel cards, and then 3 Matt Khan Healing Mantra cards. Doesn't quite rhyme, but still tricky to say. So let's have a look-see-dook-see here. What is the dominant archetype for this for this reading? Oh dear. I don't think a lot of you Sagittarians are going to be jumping over to the extended reading, but if you did, wow, I am so proud of you. The martyr archetype. Nobody wants to claim the martyr archetype because it's incredibly toxic shadow, but as I say all the time, the darker the shadow, the brighter the light. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. Sorry, I just had a 1980s flashback. The shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Now look, everybody does it. Everybody does it. I mean, an addiction to self-pity, that's extreme. That is the shadow in the extreme. But that means that they will manipulate situations, people, places, and things so that they feel bad, right? They're just addicted to it because they can manipulate people in certain places, and there's a payoff with that. But we all martyr. I mean, not all the time, right? To me, the opposite of the martyr is the hedonist. Mind you, this is the divine family of archetypes. So we're about to go into that. Like, let's look at the light, and you'll see how incredibly bright, because I'm going to give you some scriptural examples, and some of you already know what I'm talking about. The light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself for a cause. We're talking Gandhi, we're talking Buddha. I mean, the man sat under a tree for 40 years, right? We're talking Jesus, we're talking, I mean, I'm giving you, I could sit here for hours. Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, the martyr makes change in this world because it's about service, but divine service. Joan of Arc, I mean, really, Muhammad, right? All of them went through the martyr's journey. Oh, hush, girl. Just because I get animated, she got to talk back. Fuck her. No, don't. You're okay. Please don't fuck with my phone. This is what I mean. This is a very high vibrational read here. So let's go into that, shall we? But, you know, if you're not going to jump over, because they're zapping me in the head with this. Lightning, lightning, lightning. The point of the soulmate contracts, the romantic versions of them being brought together, is to serve in the awakening of planet Earth by infusing all that love. What are you like when you're around people who are truly in love? Now, granted, the syrupy sweet part, I'm from New York, I get it, like, oh, get a room, right? But, you know, when that stabilizes, that love, 2 people who are really in love with each other, they're just kind and loving, and they have that influence on people. So can you be a martyr to love? Yes, sure. But can you see it as a service to oneself and a cause? Holy crap. So I got the next 2 cards in my hand. If you want to see it, jump over. Oh, well, this is interesting. We have...